Hello children, welcome to the online class Subject Science Class 8. Today we are going to enter into the Term 3 Biological Science Unit 7 Crop Production and Management. Let us have the introduction now. In the living world of ecosystem, plants, animals and human beings are sharing this environment. Green plants make their own food using a process called photosynthesis. Animals and human beings are directly or indirectly dependent on plants for their survival. Energy from the food is used by the organisms by carrying out their various body functions. As we are a food dependers, we are forced in search of food. So in this lesson, we are going to see about different agricultural practices in order to provide food for a larger populations. In our country, the following three categories of crops are grown: kharif crops, rabi crops, and zaid crops or summer crops. So let me see in detail. First, let me see about the kharif crops. The crops which are grown in rainy season, that is June to September, are called kharif crops. Example: rice, corn, soya bean, cotton, etc. The crops grown in winter season are called rabi crops, that is from October to March. Example for rabi crops are wheat, gram, potato, oat, mustard, etc. The crops which are grown in summer season are called zaid crops or summer crops. Example for that: watermelon, muskmelon, bitter gourd, etc. According to the utility, crops are again classified into some different types like food crops, fodder crops, faber crops, oil crops, etc. Paddy, maize are cultivated for human consumption, so they are called food crops. So these are the major food crops of India. The crops which are grown for the livestock consumption are called fodder crops. Example: sorghum, millets, etc. Some fiber plants called cotton and hemp are useful for cottage and textile industries, so they are called faber crops. Next, we are going to see about the oil crops. These crops are useful in a large scale for consumption or industrial uses. Example: groundnut, sesame, sunflower, shoe flower, etc. Some crops are grown for ornamental purposes. They are utilized for landscape gardening. They are called ornamental crops. Example: croton, euphorbia, etc. Growing crop in the field is a skillful job. For that, we have to follow different activities. In that first step, we have to prepare the soil for cultivation. So, soil preparation includes the following steps: ploughing of field, leveling of the soil, and basal manuring. First, we are going to see about ploughing. It is the process of loosening and turning the soil up and down to facilitate the availability of nutrients in the soil. It includes man ploughing by using the plough and machine ploughing with the help of the tractor. Here are some agricultural implements which are helping for the ploughing of the field. Plough. It is wood drawn by a pair of bulls or horses. Next one is hoe. It is a simple tool which is used to till the land, remove weeds and dig up the soil. And third one is cultivator, which can be used with the help of the tractor. So they are used to save the laborers and time. Next one is leveling. It is the second step of preparing the soil. So after ploughing the soil is quite loose. So we have to level the soil by using a leveler, which is a heavy wooden or iron plank. Leveling help in uniform distribution of water during irrigation. So after ploughing, we have to leveling the soil. The next step is basal manuring. Manure contains many nutrients required for the growth of the plants. To improve the fertility of the soil, we need to add manure even before we begin the sowing process. After the preparation of soil, the soil is now ready for sowing the seeds. So, sowing seeds is a second step of crop production after soil preparation. So, we have various methods of sowing seeds, that is, sowing by hands, then seed drill method, and then dibbling method. So, this picture shows you how we can manually by hand we can sow the seeds. So, this is the sowing by hand method. Seed drill. This is a modern method of sowing seeds. In this method, seeds are planted at equal intervals and at correct depth in the soil. Next one is dibbling method. It is the placement of seed material in a furrow, pit or hole at predetermined spacing with a dibble, more commonly by hand. Soil around the hole is pressed with leg for moist soil content. We have to follow some precautions while sowing the seeds. Seeds must be sown in proper distances. Seeds sown at the correct depth. The seeds that are sown should be of the highest quality. They should be free from all diseases. So if we follow these precautions, we can get the good yield from the crops. So after preparing the soil and sowing of seeds, next step is adding manure and fertilizers. The substances which are added to the soil in the form of nutrients to enhance the growth of plants are called manure or fertilizers. So this process is called manuring or adding manure. See here the picture shows you the manure and a fertilizer. What do you mean by manure? Manure is an organic substance obtained from the decomposed plants or animal wastes. Fertilizer is a substance which is added to the soil to improve plant growth and yield. They are chemical substances like urea, NPK, potash, etc. So this is the difference between the manure and fertilizer. Apart from the preparation of soil and adding manure, the important step is called irrigation. The supply of water to crops at regular intervals is called irrigation. So this is a very important step. So there are some methods of irrigation, that is traditional method and modern method. See, this is the traditional method of irrigation. In this irrigation, it is done manually. The farmer pulls water from wells and carries to the farming fields. So for that, they need the help of animals, or they can use electrical motor or pumps or electric current or solar current also they can use for that. So these are the traditional method of irrigation, in that the water carried to the fields manually. Next one is modern method of irrigation. It helps to overcome the problems existing in the traditional methods of irrigation. So modern methods are sprinkler system and drip irrigation system. Sprinkler system, it sprinkles the water over the crop. It is advisable in the places facing water scarcity. Next picture shows you the drip irrigation. In this system, water is released drop by drop exactly at the root zone using a hose or pipe. So this method is effective in the regions where the availability of water is less. Next important step in cultivation process is the unwanted and undesirable plants that grow along with the crops are called weeds. The removal of weeds is called weeding. It is an important process because weeds compete with the crops for sunlight, nutrients, water, space, etc. So weeding is an important process to get the good yield from the crops. There are some methods of weeding: tillage method, crop rotation method, summer tillage, biological weed control, chemical method, then integrated weed management. So with these methods, we can control the weeds in the crop field. Hand weeding method. By hand itself, we can remove the weeds and then make it to dry under the sunlight. This is a tillage method and the summer tillage method also. Then integrated weeding management also we can use. For the large scale of fields, we can use the integrated weeding method because by hand itself we cannot weed the large scale processes. So for that cases, we can use the integrated weeding mechanisms like chemical, biological and mechanical means of weedings we can use. In chemical weeding method, we can add some chemicals for killing the weeds alone, not for crops. In biological weed control methods, bioagents like insects and pathogens are used to kill the weeds. So we can introduce these insects and pathogens in the crop field that will eat and kill only the weeds, not the crops. So we can use this biological control method of weeding also. After the long process, our crops are ready for harvesting. The process of cutting and gathering of crops is called harvesting. In this also, we can follow some methods. That is manual harvesting method, mechanical harvesting method and machine harvesting method. According to our size of the field, we can use this any one type of methods for harvesting. This is manual harvesting method. Manually with hand we can harvest, cut and gather the crops. So these are called manual harvesting method. For small fields, we can use the manual harvesting method. Then mechanical method. In this, some laborers are appointed for harvesting and they can use one sickle. That is that machine like object called sickle. So manually with the help of the sickle, they can cut and gather the crops. So they are called mechanical method of harvesting and it will take time. If it is a large field, it will take time. Then machine harvesting is a machinized method. So the machines are there for cutting and gathering the crops. So we can use it for large scale industry, large scale fields. So it is save the time and labor. So very easy method of harvesting, machinized method of harvesting. Like pre-harvesting methods, some post-harvesting practices also to be followed. That is threshing, or pots. Next one is winnowing. These two are the post-harvesting practices. This is manual threshing method. So manually we can remove the grains from its shafts or parts. So this is a manual threshing method. This is a post-harvesting method. After harvesting, we have to use the threshing to remove the grains from its shaft. This is manual winnow method. The grain or seeds from the husks and straw. So this is a winnowing method. This will remove the grains from its husks and also remove the unwanted other pests also from the grains. So this is a manual winnowing process. So to make our work easier, like threshing and winnowing processes, so we have the machine also. So these pictures shows you the threshing and winnowing machines. We can use these machines to remove the husks from to remove the grains from its chaff or pods, or to remove the dust particles or pests from the grains. So this is very easier method. We can use the machines also for threshing and winnowing. The last final process is called storage process. It is also a post-harvest technology because the crop is seasonally produced but consumed throughout the year. So the farmers use the mud bin or jute bags or silos for storage of crops. These are the different storage methods: mud bin, silos or jute bags. Hope you all understand about the different types of crops and different basic practices of crop production, isn't it? Now it is time for home fun. What are the three types of crops? Write some examples. How to classify the crops according to its utility. What are the basic practices of crops production? Why do we store the grains properly? How do we store the grains in large scale? So complete these questions by understanding this video. Hope you all enjoyed this session very well. So let me meet in the next session. Thank you, children.